Dobro Jutro, Divine Pisces, 222, Saturday, December 7th, 2019. I'm going to do an energy check-in for Twin Flames today, but first, I would like to thank Tiffany for the Decameron Tarot. I love these cards. They are so dirty. They're just fantastic. I already have the Tarot of Sexual Magic, which I absolutely love, and then she got me these. I'm thinking maybe, eventually, I may do a private dirty pick-a-pile. But we'll have to see. I'm going to try to go live later on tonight to actually do a private pick-a-pile. I'll put the details in my community tab and also on Instagram for you guys. So if you want to participate, you know what to do. And I'll probably put that out later. I also have a couple of personal readings I need to get out today that I said I would get out yesterday. I am so sorry. I had... yesterday morning was a whirlwind, and then I had the Christmas party at work, and I couldn't get it together, and I'm really, really sorry. So, I'll get those done today. Alright, guys, so first card out we've got is Scorpio. So, yeah, ending of cycles, guys. It's here. Actually, I found it interesting because I had a friend do a numerology reading on me yesterday, and I'm in a month 9. So this is about right, the ending of cycles. So I know this resonates for me, but I know it also resonates for a lot of people right now. Cycles are being forced to end. And that could be with, that could be karmic cycles. It could be codependent cycles. It could be really any cycle. It could be a cycle within yourself. It could be a cycle with your twin, whatever. But I also feel a lot of resentment still coming in, like a lot of guilt still coming in, and I honestly, some of this is coming from Divine Feminine, and I'm not understanding why. I'm not picking up on my energy today. This is not my energy. So some of y'all are feeling very, very guilty about your decisions. I think that's what I'm getting, and you shouldn't, right? And you know you shouldn't. I think I should say, you know you shouldn't. However, it's like this little voice in the back of your mind is just like, no, you can't, you've got too much with where you are, you've put in too much effort, blah, blah, blah. And so, you know how ego is, right? But Divine Masculine is just, again, we're just kind of going back to the same thing. And I'm feeling these heavy energies again today from Divine Masculine. He just does not want to let go of these cycles right now at all. And they are just like clinging to these cycles, guys. And I don't know. It's really kind of, I want to say it's like the eagle is, the eagle. Okay, it's obviously early here. The ego is kind of in its death throes at this point. So the ego is just kind of like throwing everything out that it possibly can. And I just feel like so much inner conflict is happening with Divine Masculine right now. Yep, got the shield up. This is another 8 card, 1 + 7, right? Triggered, sexual energy. I mean, it's just like a constant battle in their heads right now. And now some Divine Feminines also are triggered right now. Like I said, it always goes back and forth, right? And it could be what's triggering this guilt here. If some Divine Feminines do have their shields up, they're like, trying to break this cycle with my DM. This has been a really difficult whatever it is that you're going through with your Divine Masculine. You're just kind of like, I don't know if I want to deal with this anymore. So maybe that's where this guilt is coming in from some of you, is you're actually physically, literally walking away from your Divine Masculine because of something that's happening with them. Maybe it's a toxic cycle, maybe they're addicted, maybe they're abusive, whatever it is, you're walking away from it. You're like, no, 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 I'm done. But at the same time, you're feeling some sort of guilt coming from that. And I know that when you're setting boundaries for for others, it seems to be easier than it is with your twin. And that is just the truth. Why? Because your twin is you, duh, right? So it's understandable, but you still need to do it. If it's something that's super, super toxic, you're walking away from it because it's toxic, it's for your highest good to walk away. Walk away. Do it. Don't feel guilty for doing it. They'll figure it out on their own, okay? Right? So I want to say part of what's going on with Divine Masculine right now is they are getting so much thrown at them right now. I mean, we're talking triggers. We're talking towers. We're talking, downloads, visions, signs, synchronicities. It's like the universe is just throwing stuff at them. And at the same time, the ego is like, no. Right? So it's like a double whammy. So they're getting like bombarded from both ends at this point. So it's like they just they don't know what to do, so they don't do anything. And it's just like they're clinging onto what they know because the unknown is scary. Right? And I feel like as these energies kind of pick up, especially in the 5D, like you have like really strong 5D communication, that sort of thing, that can actually be very, very beneficial. Okay, 5D communication. Because if you're feeling this from your Divine Masculine, if you're feeling the anxiety, if you're feeling the panic, if you're feeling the depression, there's some depression coming in here, dark night of the soul, that sort of thing. Okay, so if you know that's coming from your DM and you know it's not you, turn that crap around, man. Send back positivity, okay? Because the more you sit in negativity, the more you let that affect you, the lower your vibration gets, right? And then the lower Divine Masculine's vibration gets. And it's just a cycle because they keep sending it back to you, right? So what do we talk about being drained, right? So Divine Masculine's draining you, send back positivity, right? Does that make sense? And so Divine Feminine, I do feel, is kind of feeling in her own way somewhat conflicted. Now, I know I stated this before that, Divine Feminine's pretty much made her choice. She knows what she wants to do. She's just trying to figure out the logistics of it, right? And a lot of Divine Feminines are standing in their power right now. They have figured out what they need to do, right? But they're also getting bombarded. I do feel this. Like, there's mirroring, right? There's always mirroring. So Divine Feminine's getting bombarded. She's getting the negative energies, from her DM. She's getting the guilt. She's getting the anxiety and whatnot from her Divine Masculine. But she's also getting, drained and, skipping, you know what that means. Divine truth. She's getting bombarded also from the karmic situation, whether that's a person or not. She's getting drained. She's getting, feeling held back from that. So it's like she's also getting it from two sides, right? But something's got to give here, right? Because there's been so much work put in to these situations, right? And it's understandable. Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine both, put a lot of effort into these situations. And so it's kind of hard to be like, okay, well, I guess I'm just going to let it go. But it's something that needs to happen. And I do feel both twins know that. It's just that Divine Masculine is really, really, really freaking out. And they don't... a lot of them have closed off their heart chakras because of this. Like, they don't want to feel anything. They just want to crawl back into their safe space. I mean, I'm literally getting this image of, like, crawling into a corner in the fetal position. That sort of thing. Like, bring me back my safe space. This other stuff's scary. I don't want to do it anymore. Bring me back my safe space. Right? In the meantime, Divine Feminine's like, get me out of here, get me out of here, get me out of here. I don't want to be here anymore. It's terrifying. I don't like it. So it's like each twin is going at this completely opposite sides of the coin. Does that make sense? And they're in their heads about it. So both twins in their heads right now, just about different things. Right? It's manifesting different. So, that's interesting. So, I do feel that a lot of twins are gonna find have a lot of conclusions this month. I feel like it's going to be just the next couple of months. It's gonna be a lot of soul searching. It's gonna be a lot of figuring out yourself. Does that make sense? Alright, Divine Masculine, yep, boom. There you go. Guilt, regret, remorse, knowing what he wants to do, what he needs to do, but just absolutely afraid to do it. Just sitting there like, I can't move forward, I don't know what to do. Cycles need to end, and they're ending, but I'm freaking out. I don't know where I'm gonna go. Losing faith, you know, that sort of thing, right? Third party situation ending, right? It's ending. They just can't handle it. Dude, this entire thing, okay. Yeah, they're feeling regretful, they're terrified, right? Right? And here come the towers. And they can't seem to escape them, and they're just sitting there like, oh my gosh, this is not gonna end. Why do I feel left out in the cold? It's not funny, guys. I'm just, this is exactly the energies that I have been feeling. And so, like, when stuff like this comes out and it validates me, it's not funny, it's just that it's synchronistic, right? So I giggle when things are synchronistic, I just do. You'll get used to me eventually. So yeah, Divine Masculine feeling incredibly left out in the cold. Now, some are feeling left out in the cold by their karmic situation, their karmic partner, their family, Divine Feminine. You know, they're feeling a lot of rejection here. A lot of rejection, a lot of fear, and look, we've got 2 5s. So they don't like change, man. Divine Masculines do not like change. They'd rather sit in this third party situation. They'd rather sit in fear and let people drain them, you know. They'd rather just fight off the ending of cycles and be miserable than to change, right? Than to change. But yeah, I mean, definitely still, like, the sexual energy is ridiculous. Not gonna lie to you, absolutely ridiculous right now. And it's like, again, Dark Night of the Soul over again. Alright? Battle with the ego usually equals Dark Night of the Soul. So, that being said, Divine Masculine, believe it or not, Divine Masculine is trying to strategize. However, it's like he's trying to strategize, not letting go of the cycle. They're focusing on the wrong thing. They're doing the right things for the wrong reasons. And they really don't know what to do about that. Alright? How do we end these cycles? I don't know. Exactly. Exactly, Divine Masculine. You don't know. Right? You don't know. But you do know. You do know. Okay? Like, this being left out in the cold crap, like, that crap's gotta end. You can't sit there and let yourself deteriorate, right? Let your world crash around you, right? Release control, Divine Masculine. You can't control this. You can't control the connection. You can't control the cycles ending. You really can't. The only thing you can control is what? Yourself. Focus on yourself. Focus on yourself. I don't know how many times I can say it, but, you know. Divine Masculines. They'll get it eventually. And, you know, there are, again, some awakened Divine Masculines out there who have already pretty much gotten to this point. There are no rules. Divine Feminine is not always the first to wake up, okay? A lot of Divine Masculines actually do wake up first. So, that being said, I still feel those Divine Masculines still have some cycles that they're trying to control the ending to, okay? So you know, it goes across the board. Now, also talking about the masculine and feminine energy, we all have both. Okay, so Divine Feminine, if you're going back into your masculine energy, you may be fighting this, and this may be where this guilt is coming from, okay? So if you're switching back and forth from your feminine into your masculine, you're in your masculine energy and you're feeling guilt, that's why. Because the masculine energies are having a hard time letting go of cycles. Okay? Does that make sense? And Divine Feminine... Divine Feminine's like, yeah, no, I need to go. I need to get out. I need to do my thing. So, again, Divine Feminine feeling this way, but there are some Divine Feminines out there who are still having inner conflict here. Now, again, this may be because you're going back and forth in your masculine energy, okay, and that's a thing. It does happen, okay? So if you're going back and forth between your two energies and you're finding that it's very difficult to kind of break out of that, do some meditation, get yourself nice and grounded, okay? And you will get to eventually the point where you are going to be able to control that and know when to switch back and forth and when to use the masculine, when to use the feminine for different aspects of your journey, right? And Divine Feminine also pretty much, you know, feeling like, you know, in a way that her world is ending. And yes, it is. Like, you are being reborn, basically. If you think about it that way, your old self is dead. You're being reborn into the world as Divine Feminine, as the High Priestess, as a light worker, right? The old you is dead. It is. And most of you have acknowledged that. You've buried that. You've put that in the ground. You're like, I'm not looking back. I'm done. I'm moving forward. I'm going to embrace this new opportunity, whatever it is, right? So both twins in this energy of the world is ending, they're just coming at it from completely different sides. Okay, Divine Feminine is accepting it. Divine Feminine is surrendering. Most Divine Feminines are surrendering here. And they're just like, all right, world, bring it. Let's go. Moving forward, right? Bring on the calmer waters. Bring on the enlightenment. Bring on my ascension. Right? Because I'm leading the way. I'm Divine Feminine. I know what I'm doing here. Right? And Divine Masculine's back here like, see him? Back here like, okay. Right? So also, more mirroring here, right? But Divine Feminine, you know, she sees the cycles ending and she's like, yes. That's what I've been working for. That's what I've been working towards. You know, third-party situations ending. You know, karmic situations ending, seeing the hard work paying off, you know, and it's coming into fruition, and Divine Feminine's like, yep, out. Cycle ended. Bye. Codependency ended. Bye. I've made my decision. I'm not going to be indecisive. Now, some Divine Feminines, again, especially if you're back and forth your masculine energy may still be indecisive. But I don't feel it's necessarily like a, oh no, I can't do this. It's more of a, how do I do this, right? And I get that, it is a 3D world. You gotta, you know, make sure your money's good and whatever. So that's where manifestation comes in, right? So Divine Feminine, just keep doing what you're doing. You're doing fine. Divine Masculine, believe it or not, is making progress. It's just a lot slower. Excuse me. Okay. Messages. Oh no. Your friend wants to be more than friends. Still a lot of forgiveness needed in these connections, guys. If you haven't forgiven your counterpart yet, figure out how you haven't forgiven yourself. And then forgive yourself. And it will translate to your counterpart. Does that make sense? Alright. Messages and advice from Source, and I gotta go! I had to work today. Okay. Yep. So I'm actually getting from this, I feel like some of you are healers. You have not stepped quite into mission yet. I mean, you're all like light workers, but you know, everybody has different talents, different divine gifts, okay? Don't compare your gifts to someone else's. We all have our own set of gifts. Embrace your gifts and use them to the best of your ability. Don't be envious, don't be jealous of someone else's gifts, okay? For the longest time, I was worried because, like, I'm not really clairvoyant. Like, I see things, don't get me wrong. Like, I can see very clear pictures. I have very, very vivid dreams. Like, I see things. However, I am not clairvoyant. I'm actually clairaudient and claircognizant, right? Which means I hear and I have a knowing. So, like, when I channel, I literally just spit out what's put into my mouth. Does that make sense? Like, I don't see it. It just, you know, now every now and then I'll see stuff like I saw, you know, like the image of divine masculine in a corner in the fetal position. Like, sometimes I see stuff like that, but I'm not really clairvoyant. So for the longest time I thought there was something wrong with me because I wasn't seeing things the way other people would, right? And then I had to realize, oh, I just have a different set of gifts. My guides communicate with me differently, okay? So don't compare yourself to someone else, okay? Just focus on your gifts and use them best you can, okay? And yeah, acceptance is needed, guys. Acceptance, surrender, especially with the masculine side of things, okay? So again, if you're switching back and forth, divine feminine, if you're in your masculine energy, you might want to check that, okay? Just make sure that you're balancing that out. That's definitely needed today. It's a little cloudy, but I mean, some of you, I do feel it's like you're denying yourself something here. Now, this is obviously divine masculine. We know what he's, you know, denying himself, but divine feminine's denying herself something here. I feel like it's grace. I feel like divine feminine may be denying herself grace. She's not giving herself a break. So give yourself a break, divine feminine, okay? Because I feel like a lot of divine feminines are just kind of like full force going forward and feeling, you know, guilty for it sometimes. And don't do that, alright? Find your joy, find your happiness, raise that vibration, guys. And mission will help you do that if you haven't stepped into it yet, and have faith. Always have faith. Don't lose the faith. Alright, everything is happening the way that it should. Right? Alright, guys, well, thank you so much. And I'll let you guys know about the private pick file or whatever. Okay? Have a good day, guys. Bye.